are tuned into the iconic Ballroom Scene radio station, ballroomsceneradio.com. Ow.
Lock it on to the best station on the net.
Who's that?
Marsha. She's married. Marsha, living color, looking very scary. She's here, she's queer, get used to her. She's Tyler Moore, she's married. 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 She's just caught face, so grab the queen by her throat. In the club, feeling fine, looking like Love Star 69. She's Tyler Moore, she's married. 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 I'm like dollars without the digits. You're like ruffles without the bridges. What do you say when your coins are gone? Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan. She's Tyler Moore, she's married. 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 She lives up the block. She works up the block. Goes trade up the block. She is up the block. She lives up the block. She works up the block. Goes trade up the block. She is up the block. She's Tyler Moore, she's married. 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 Honey, you know, you remind me of that Calvin Klein fragrance. Eternity. Because you're ugly.
All right, 347-709-0655 is the number to dial. You're tuned into the hottest station on the Internet Nation. Get ready for icon ANDR'E MIZRAHI in the building. Y'all ready for this? Andre, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's up, Andre?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I am so honored to have you on the show today. Thank you so much for, coming on the show and representing Mizrahi.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me.
All right, first and foremost, for those who don't know, who are new to the ballroom scene, let everybody know a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay, well, I'm the overall father and the founder of the House of Mizrahi. House been open for like 23 years, and then we came out in '92. And basically, we just go all around the country and the world and battle each other's houses. That's what we do.
I know that's right. Dominating. All right, cool. Tell us a little bit about, when you were younger, before, you actually arrived on the scene when you was young, in your household with your mom and your dad. What kind of childhood did you have growing up LGBT?
I heard some of it. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
I said, how was it for you, growing up as a child back in the day, in your day, at home with your parents?
Oh, okay, well, growing up with my mother wasn't that stern like some mothers are these days. But growing up, it wasn't that bad. My mother had kids only. I'm the youngest boy, and but I was always around girls because she had more girls in the family than boys. Okay. And everybody was rough and tough, but I guess I was the one that was like not too rough and tough. And growing up with girls, I used to always, be doing what they do because they was always minding me. So I would be jumping rope. I'll be doing everything they doing, period. So right. The boys used to always call me gay before I even thought I was gay. So then finally, later on in life when I came about 15, 16, I started seeing myself looking at men more than looking at girls or whatever. But I didn't really come out, until 18, though, after my son was born. So I was, dating girls from... see what I wanted, and I am, basically.
All right. Congratulations, by the way. How was it for you? You know, being young at that age. You know, the bullying and all that stuff and the name calling. How was it for you? Was it easy to deal with, or was it hard?
Well, the bullying really came from my brothers, and it wasn't really that hard because we was just so rough and tough. So when they would say something or stop doing something, I'll probably stop for a good 10 to 15 minutes and go back into it. I didn't get bullied too much, from people outside. It was more my family not wanting me to be gay, and they seen, tendencies or whatever that wanted me to stop. But other than that, I was good. It wasn't too bad for me.
Oh, okay, cool. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Now, how did you come about, into the gay scene?
When it was 1988, and I was fighting myself to see if I was gay or whatever. I was 19 years old. My son was actually, my baby mother, she was pregnant at the time. And I knew a friend named Sean. She's a trans man. He's a trans man, excuse me.
Word.
And
that
friend was straight to Sean Ebony.
Yeah, Sean Ebony.
Yeah, icon Sean Ebony. And basically we grew up together since 13 years old. And he was going to the village one day, and he was like, "You want to go?" And I was like, "What is the village?" He was like, "Just a place that we hang out and stuff like that." And at that time, Sean didn't never really say he was even, gay at that time or whatever. So I was like, "Yeah, I'll go." So I ended up going to the village for the first time, and we was on the pier, and I just seen so many gay people, and it just felt like home because it didn't felt like a struggle. It just felt like happiness. Everybody was happy. They was voguing, they was dancing. And basically since that day, that's really what it was. I kept going. I was distant for a second, but I kept going. And then that was it. That was my coming out, basically. And then going to the house and all of that. Yeah.
Wow. All right. And this is in New York, of course. Did you live in New York at the time?
Yeah, this was in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, New York, 1988.
Yes, 1988, New York. Shout outs. Darling, this is an icon in the building. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about how you came into the house. I believe you started as an organist.
Yeah, I started as an organist. I was an organist for maybe 2 weeks, about 2 weeks, and they didn't see it. They was arguing. Some people did see me in the house, some people didn't. So I didn't have time for all of the drama, so I just backed up and I left. The house of organist. And Stuart seen me, and Stuart was like, "Well, no, you don't need to be an organist. You need to be a LaBeija or whatever. So, come with me to the house of LaBeija or whatever." So, I followed Stuart, and we went to the house of LaBeija. And from then...
Shout out to Stuart in the house of LaBeija, by the way.
Yeah, and I was there for maybe 2 years, maybe. Something like that. Level 88. I went there about 3 years. And then I won. I won there for a minute. And then, it was about a year and a half. So I was there till about 90 maybe.
Okay.
LaBeija.
Word. Did you walk as an organist or no?
No, I never walked in there.
Okay. And how about as a LaBeija? You walked?
Yeah, actually, me and Pepper got really close. Pepper LaBeija,
right.
The founder, creator. And then she took me under her wing and took me to different, play. That's when I started voguing for the first time, and then she started taking me to Princeton University. That's how I really got into the field of dancing, voguing on, for different people in schools and stuff like that. Is with Pepper.
Okay.
For a minute, and then that's when everybody in the house of LaBeija left and opened the house of Revlon.
Oh wow!
And I was really close to Pepper, but I didn't want to be there by myself because everybody there, so I exactly coming to Revlon.
Okay, but you won 25 trophies, I believe, under the house of LaBeija.
Yeah, it was somewhere around there. It had to be either 25 to about 30, something like that.
Word.
Yeah. And then I went to Revlon.
Now, how did you become a Revlon? How did all that come into play when you became a Revlon? Like how?
When Stuart grabbed me to be a LaBeija, Stuart left to open Revlon with Danielle and Tony. And when they did that, since I was following Stuart all that time, I just went with Stuart to Revlon because he just took me with him and said, "Well, we're going here," or whatever. And then I was understood, so I was like, okay, well, let's just go. You know, me being young and following them, which wasn't a mistake. My whole career in ballroom, I don't think was a mistake. And I followed Stuart and Tony and Danielle and became a LaBeija. Me and Pepper stayed close completely, and that started my Revlon days.
Word.
Yep.
Okay. You started working at 19, you said, right? That's old.
Yeah.
Now,
I started at 19.
Before we go into the whole, you know, after LaBeija, I know comes into Mizrahi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, go ahead, tell us a little bit about how that came into play. You went from LaBeija to the Mizrahi house. Now, how did that come in? You opened up Mizrahi.
Yeah, when I went to LaBeija to Revlon, I stayed at Revlon, and then actually I won 70. I had 75 trophies before Mizrahi opened.
Okay.
And
yes.
how I became, or how I wanted to become, you know, my own leader is because I don't know, at that time it was just I felt like I couldn't do no more as a Revlon, and I just felt like I needed my own to just try to shine or whatever. And then I was thinking about houses. Me and Terry Milan was close, and I was going to be a Milan. Then I was like, well, I really didn't. You know, me and Roger Milan didn't agree with anything at that time. So I was like, well, I'm not going to go over there because the mother loves me, but then the father, we didn't like each other or didn't, you know, see eye to eye more likely. So I ended up saying, well, you know what, I'm going to try to start my own. So I said, well, if I start my own, what name would I pick? So then I went through a designer book where they had so many different designer names in there for, you know, high fashion design names. So I ended up picking Isaac Mizrahi, and that's what it just basically. That's when we basically just started making clothes and need a hot name at that time. So I said, this will work because nobody really know it. It's different. He's weird or whatever. So that's when Mizrahi came about in '92. And I just said, you know what? Let me find a mother. Heidi Allure. She's a woman. She's a white woman. I found her as an Allure. She was the only woman legendary for Women's Runway. And we was close, and we always was friends. So she said, you know what? I'll come with you, and I'll be the mother. And that's how we started. So Heidi came over, and we started the house and we
What was the first ball that Mizrahi walked?
Oh, the first ball that we walked was